Let me know when you're looking.
I don't see. Oh, you want me to just look on stream?
No, I should be sharing my screen. Wait, it's
Not in
not?
Discord.
What the heck? Why didn't it share? I clicked to share, but I guess it didn't
All right,
want
there we
to.
go.
Alright. Oops. So especially like ideally in this lane, we don't leash as well, because let's just look at level 1, right? Whoever gets there first, like they either have to walk into your W for mash, or you have to walk into Lux's E. So whoever's first in the lane, if one side's first, it immediately that side that's there is first has an advantage. So this is one of those games where I would probably be like, please don't make me leash. Like, if my support is set on leashing and there's nothing we could do, like then okay, sure, I'll give a leash, but I would really try to be like, please don't leash, like from the start, from as early as possible. And if you do have to leash and Lux is already here, well, you're going down like the first 3 minions if they're standing properly. If there's AFK back here, you can walk in safely, dodge Luxie, and then come up and just. You probably can't match the push. You just want to stay back here, just to put that out for you. So we come to lane. Lux is in here. You got to be very aware that she's probably in this bush. That's what I would guess until you see her. It's fine. What could we have just done here? How can we do this?
Change the rocket.
Yeah. So I think the minigun here is totally fine, but then when you see this, you set it up for yourself too. Like, this is perfect. Just switch to rockets, get them both. Yeah. And then you're also kind of wanting to push. So this is the first huge key point of this lane. They are 2 mages, and like let's even just say that we have Ashe Jinx versus, it could be an ADC plus a mage, okay? Right here, what do we just see?
It's both their abilities, so now they just have autos.
Like, yeah, and again, even if that Annie is an ADC, like Lux just used her E, didn't hit either of you. Ashe is forward. You stepping here to dodge Luxie is totally fine, by the way. Like, you're in a fine position. You might, before you're like, well, I should be further up. You had to dodge Luxie, so that's why you're here. So that was fine. Okay. You guys split. Lux has no E. The wave's pushing in. This is where you're just gonna want to come down here rather than like up this way. Get towards this bush and start like just fucking blasting them. The bush is really good because you can bounce in and out of it to keep denying them vision on you, as well as Diagram minions. So like right here, you should be pinging there. Like as soon as the Luxie comes down, try to ping like on the way. But I think Ashe starts even going up anyways, and you are fine to walk up here like you do. The ward is okay. Just, I think you guys made a mistake hitting Lux because Annie's so close.
Okay.
Like, see how you're hitting Annie, and then you're coming up here to where this Lux can still hit you. Like, she can bounce in and out with autos too now. And also these minions. What we could do is, because Annie's so close, just hit her and kind of come down this way. And then they're both going to turn on to Lux, or Ashe, and that's going to make it really easy for you to keep wailing at this Annie. As well as make it so, see how they kind of like got regrouped, and now you guys are like, you should definitely just play down the bottom side.
Okay.
Because you have the advantage here. No spell on Lux and Annie as well, but I mean, Annie's going to have it up in like a second. But do you get what I mean here? Like, if you're down here, Lux can't hit you. As well as you're just not standing point blank on 3 minions. That's kind of a big issue too.
Yeah, but, and I'm tanking the next wave too.
And we don't want to hit Lux, even though she's already the one getting hit, because dude, she's just gonna walk away, and now Annie's gonna be here like full HP, just hitting you while walking. Like, it doesn't make sense. Just hit the person close.
Okay.
If they're both right here, you can pick one. That doesn't matter. Whoever you guys both hit together is good. But this person,
since Annie was so close, should I have switched to minigun and just started going on her, or just stay rocket? You think?
Definitely minigun. Early game, your attack speed is so important. Like, here's the thing: is you being rocket here would be fine, but you open with rocket because then you can get a long range auto in. But as you move into them, you switch to minigun when you get closer. And then as they get further again, you switch to rocket. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or as like as you're disengaging yourself, you like move out and you switch to rocket and shoot once. And like end the trade with that. But play this on more on the bottom side of the lane. You really want to control the bottom side of the lane in general rather than like up here most of the time. But just because of this situation specifically too, like they're here. If you kite this upwards, you're just kiting into 2 people's damage. Whereas if you hit her and move down, you have an escape. You have the like trade advantage of like just last auto into being done. You can also break vision with this bush, and Lux can't hit you. I don't care if they're both hitting Ashe. He's out of position. Like I don't care if they're both at Ashe, because that'd be good for you. Because then you're going to be the one doing more damage over time. Because she'll have Halo Blades, she'll have like her burst autos, but you'll have lethal tempo going. So like you being high HP is better anyway.
Okay.
But it's good. It's really important to see that you guys have this like trade advantage situation because Lux just used her E, missed it, and then you guys have like a good position to like look for damage. See, like Ashe is doing so much damage. I think if you had been down here, you'd see that it'd be way better because you kind of got chased out by minions and you were able to get hit with them. But either way, it's okay. We just need to be kind of afraid of... We don't have a ward up now. Maybe if we look to see if Ashe does, so she can ward up here for us. If she does, we ping it. But otherwise, our goal would just be get it in. And then you see Rel pop up here, so you're totally fine to just shove this next wave in. And we're not trying to hit them here. We're not trying to poke them. We're trying to just avoid their spells and get this under so that we can put the lane at a reset spot again.
Okay.
Like, even if this trade didn't look ideal, like, I just want us to see... It could have been better if we'd positioned better for it, but that we use the window of, like, Lux not having E and us having someone who has power and auto attacks, as well as their spell being up still. Like, if you just have a Xerath or something, you wouldn't want to necessarily do the same thing just because Lux doesn't have E. You'd want to more be like, hey, I can look for just a small little bit of damage onto Annie with Xerath's pressure of his spell, and once he uses, like, his Q hits or whatever, then just probably back off and just win, like, the small trade. But here with someone who has, again, like, more consistent power of, like, all-in, that makes you more want to commit to a longer trade. And we don't want to stay under the tower either. Like, by the way, this is really good, the way you dodge Lux's E here, I think, like, right here. Where was it? I know you... Wait, was it further back? Well, basically, you know that whenever you're going to walk up to a minion to low, that's when Lux is going to look to throw her E out, because she's like, oh, you want to farm this. So you can bait her E in that way. Like, look like you're going to go hit a minion, she'll throw her E at you, and then you just turn away. And even if you don't get the minion, you dodge the Lux E, and it's good. But we have to wait for the bounce now. So you guys... What was good here for the first couple levels is, you know, we don't get pushed in by a Lux Annie who can just... You know, Lux can throw spells at us for free then. We got a bit of a trade advantage as well. Good W here, but now just back off. We don't want to, like, risk... You're not going to hit the tower against these two. You're not going to hit them under their tower, because if you get hit by their spells, you've already lost. So just back up.
Okay, keep the health advantage.
Yep. Let the wave bounce back into you. Shaco will just clear his top side. He'll probably bounce to bot side soon. As well as we don't want to get ganked either, so we don't want to be perm pushing them. Like, this is just the phase of, like, wave bouncing. So you just have to play and respect. And it's fine. Look how low the Lux is. If they get to your spot down here and they overstep and Shaco's here or anything like... Or you can just overstep at all and Ashe sees a flash behind them. The minions or you do, like, that's a kill. Like, you can W for those minions even. See, you see, this is why Ashe just shouldn't be looking to cheese this bush. And if she has it, like... I think these are both your two wards, so I don't think she has a ward up, but... See why I'm saying W for this? By the way, like, stay max range. Because you don't know where the jungler is, you don't have vision. Like, just play as far away as possible from them. Don't worry about autoing it, but you can just W to get it if you want. If you're, like, only mana for one W, I wouldn't do it, but you're pretty good mana. Just ditch her. Don't worry about autoing. Your auto does nothing. It's not going to kill Rel. It's not going to make her take her off the map. Like, it's just going to make you maybe lose half your HP for no reason, so... What you do there is fine. I think we do fine here. We're just... So, like, here, this is where I would say, instead of minigunning this again, wait, let this take that tower shot, and then rocket here on this middle one. You'll kill this one. You'll get this one to being one shot. Then you switch minigun and kill this one, and then you can just farm this one.
Okay.
You can see that, right? If you just switch...
Yep.
You still got that one because they took aggro on you, but we didn't switch to minigun fast enough. Because you gotta, like, switch back to minigun to get the bonus attack speed. You only get attack speed when you switch to rockets for one shot. Even if you have stacks of your minigun, it doesn't stay. Like, you lose attack speed in rocket form. I don't mean, like, it doesn't stay, like, it'll fall off. I mean, like, you actually just don't... It doesn't give you the attack speed.
Yeah, like, yeah.
And so this is where you said, okay, well they're probably backing, so I'm supposed to shove this, right? So thinking about how the game was played for the next like 5 minutes, should we just shove this?
No,
Why?
because they could be cheesing.
Yeah, they're just gonna be piss chilling in this bush, waiting for a one Q from Lux because you guys overstep, and then you're dead. So you have to just give them the benefit of the doubt that they could be here. And even if we like try to start hard shoving this right away, that next wave, can we shove it in time without like somebody to relic proc this cannon to get it under the tower to be back in time? Like we don't know. If we start shoving this and we have to like now walk this under the tower to make sure they don't hold or something, now we're like, what if Rel just ganked? She could have just done her grump and been sitting here, see you guys pushing, and she comes back to here and waits or comes behind you guys, and they're sitting in this bush, and then you guys step here to push the next wave, and you're dead again, and that's when your lane's gonna be fucking doomed. So just take the safe route, let this wave stack right here. They're gonna like, you can tell if they're gonna, or it gets tricky, but like most of the time, if they let all 3 melees and this cannon die, they're probably gone.
Okay.
Right, like if you're in this bush cheesing, are you gonna let all 3 melees plus a cannon die? Probably not. You're probably gonna let the cannon at least pop out and be like, I'll take that. Unless you are, maybe you're Samira Rel or something and you can't kill them, but you know if they overstep you and they don't have flash up, then they're 100% dead. Then I would be like, well, I'm gonna get more payoff from that. So it'd be worth it. But like this Jinx still has both their summoners. If they sit in this bush, drop 200 gold on a wave to cheese you, and then you just blow your summons and go away, was it worth it? Probably not. So okay, we let this big wave come in, and now we'll have a really easy time shoving. I would just, once you kill that minion, this is where I was saying, like, be minigun and get your 3 stacks, switch to rocket on these. Minigun, rocket. Minigun, rocket. And then, like, just pay attention to these and minigun the alias when they need to die.
Okay.
So, like, I would rocket these.
Yeah.
Switch to minigun.
Yeah, I was kind of confused because you said, like, 3 autos with mini.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw what I did. But
yeah, I just meant with passive. Yeah, like the 3-stack passive. And so here's where you're like, well, should I walk this up and stop, like make sure they don't hold it? No, you should recall. And if they do hold it, then you can like think, do I want to stop it? With Shaco here, I'd probably want to. And you have vision, like then sure. But if we walk it up and they just don't hold it anyways, then
we're just wasting our time.
You've wasted like 10 seconds, yeah. And then they're going to shove this next wave in. You're going to miss the next wave. So your recall time is going to be like really sad now. Like, we could have stayed here, to be honest, if you felt comfortable. The problem is, though, like, we'd have to still play really far back unless Shaco's like in our lane. Because Ashe doesn't have summoners, and we don't want Ashe to feel like she can walk up and just get caught. I'm fine with the recall. We do miss some, but I think that's part of the punishment that happens from Ashe being dead early. Like, that's just kind of tragic. You either don't reset here and don't get a recall timer for a while now, or you cut your loss on this wave, get the Storm Rate or get the Noon Quiver, and come back with like some more power. Just you donated a little bit of CS. Like you lost a wave. Because they did slow push properly. So it's kind of like a decision that you got to make based on like, what do I like? Am I okay with just a longsword in this lane? Like, will I be okay under tower with just a longsword farming against these two? Because like Lux and Annie a bot, you're not gonna have the power to like play for lane presence. If you're stuck under tower, playing into Lux keys the whole time with like not even enough AD to kill a minion in one shot, right? Like the casters, you're gonna bleed over a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like the thing that you think about. Like, will I be okay if I have to stay here for another 5 waves? Because they're not gonna let me reset again if I don't reset now. Because Lux and Annie are just gonna pop, shove. Right? And I have an Ashe, so I don't really think that we have much, like, power to say, like if you have Blitzcrank, they can't necessarily just be on this tower permanently, but against Ashe, they can pretty easily be chilling.
Spam abilities under tower,
yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to cleanse that and make sure that we kill her. Because if she got like if those minions keep blasting us and she got another like 2 Qs off by chance, then
Hmm.
we take one for one. Or if Rel is if this is happening with this fight, by the way, that was happening right up here. If they start coming down and we're really low, we can't push this wave at all or like feel safe too.
I was gonna say when earlier, like probably like right here, when I saw Lux and Rel up there,
Yeah.
because I know Annie has no flash. Do you think I just should minigun and try and 1v1
No.
because it's Annie and she's not 6? Okay.
Well, we kind of do, but like right here, you can't just really run at her because you'll just tank all
Uh-huh.
these minions, and she'll just stun you and
Okay.
walk away, right? And if she does that, like if you cleanse, you're not gonna catch up to her. It's not worth like flashing or anything for her. Like you're not gonna kill her that fast. You're not that strong.
Okay.
So what I'd rather do, like when she comes like this now I'd be okay with you like, look, I don't think we really just win a trade though, because she'll just stun and walk away.
Okay.
Like that's all. That's you got to think about what Annie wants to do, right? Do you think this Annie's walking at you like I'm going to 100 to 0 her here? I'm gonna
No,
fight her
she's
to the
just looking
death.
for a trade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's looking for auto QW like E, electrocute, proc, stun, walk away, and then do it again, which then you're lethal. So I don't really want to see you trade with her here. The reason why we did it was because Ashe was right here, and we see the cutoff, and this is where we're like, okay, we want to actually walk into her because we want her to commit to a trade on us right now. If I keep running away and she turns away, I can't follow up Ashe. Like I'm too slow. I'm okay with her now hitting me for that trade because again, I know she's not killing me here. She's gonna do like half my HP at most in one little burst, and then Ashe comes in and she's stuck. She doesn't have any stun or anything, right? By the way, and if you see when you see this Ashe here, by the way, you should like start like this Ashe in this position with Annie walking up. You should like at right now be spam pinging this Annie.
Start. Yeah.
So that she looks. And you got to make sure that you're paying attention to her pathing because she might keep walking up or something. That is. Yeah, and then we just, whatever they're doing on the dragon, that's something that we couldn't really deal with anyways from the position you're in. If Ashe goes up, what should we do here?
Get the wave under. Like push it in.
So look at the map.
Oh, you're talking in this instance. I thought you
Yeah.
meant after the kill.
Yeah, let's say like Ashe is walking up with this dragon instead of like seeing this Annie, or this Annie's also walking up. What should we do?
I want to say I just back off and go through tribe, but wouldn't Annie could be able to go up first though?
No, you're right. Well, yeah, she will. You're not gonna face check the Annie. You're gonna let her like come up behind, and you're gonna like come up and hover and see like, can I follow behind Annie, or like, is there anything I can? Can I just,
Okay.
again, if you're full HP, let's say you're both full HP, this doesn't happen, right? None of the trade at all happens. She just starts walking up and you walk up. Annie's not going to one-shot me. If someone on the team's like 1 HP and I can like flash auto them to finish them, I'll do that and I'll keep playing the fight. And I'll just like passive run away from the Annie, right?
Okay.
But you are right. You should go up here. You should play like slow here, but just be looking this way because the wave's slow pushing into you. And this next wave's right here, right? So you're not going to miss anything. She's going to miss more. But we're not going to like default into shoving. We want to like... The first thing that I want you to just do is like look at the fight, mostly. And decide from there, like, can I actually do anything? Like, if your team's getting shit on, they're all full HP still, and he's going up, then don't worry about it. Like, just try to kill minions. But, I mean, seeing as, like, just that you had the right idea. Yeah, you definitely want to look at the tri-bush, like, just to walk up. Just kind of like similar to how we play the other dragons, right? You let Annie go in first, and you let their threats use their spells, and then you see is there anything you can follow up on. Because, I mean, you could always, if they're fighting in the pit, right, you can always just flash over the pit on someone who's 1 HP, and he's going to stun whoever else in the fight, and then she's never touching you again. And sometimes with Jinx, all it takes is that one passive proc to just go hard. But yeah, so here we were like, you got the plate. This was good. We killed Annie. We pushed the wave in. We get the plate. The cannon's hiding. If it's a cannon wave, you should reset. If it's not a cannon wave, you should push this one more and go.
Okay.
And reset because you'll push that fast, and you know that Annie was like in base, so she's still like back here, right? So you have the time. A cannon wave, you don't have the time to push. You'll be on reset. They'll shove another. You'll miss the next one. But if it's the cannon wave, they can't shove it too fast. You can Just classic reset, right? General reset rules. Reset when cannon's coming in, you know? I hope you know. I think you know. And this was unfortunate.
Yeah.
This happened because we didn't reset, but I think, unfortunately, the cannon was hiding from you, and so it skewed your decision. But know from here, like, right, like, look at your own wave as soon as this one's coming in. If you don't know, like, be looking at your wave right now. Is this cannon? Yes? Okay, get plate, leave. Don't wait to see theirs. And then you won't die here either. But, yeah, you got baited by that. Sometimes, if you're worried that this will happen, you obviously just have to, even if it's not cannon, leave, and that's okay. But... Man, I want to listen to this part with audio almost. Said, maybe, like, you have to understand, just like, you're never allowed to walk past this line unless you know where they are, and you cannot assume that they reset. For this reason. Like, this is a line right here that's like, if I ever walk past, I get flash ultras and I'm dead. Like, and sad.
Yeah,
it's
it
illegal.
wasn't very smart.
So what you should have done is just from here, W'd into this, and only just in this front part, but that does not mean they're not there if you don't hit it, okay? Yeah. It doesn't mean you walk up further either, like just because you didn't hit it. They could have dodged it, but sometimes, or what you can maybe hope is that if it either one, it hits them like here, because a lot of people just sit up here and they're not ready to dodge it, or two, they step out of the bush dodging it, or three, they're like, oh my god, they know we're here. They think it's warded, and they like stop doing it. And if they don't show up, you still are not allowed to walk up. Even when this next wave comes in, you're not allowed to walk up. Like, risk assessment here. It's like the same. It's literally the same thing as like the earlier, right? I might have to lose all three melee minions because I'm not allowed to walk up here until I see them. That's just the nature of how like this kind of kill lane works. But guess what? They get outscaled by you so hard. So they'll be losing this too if they're not popping out to go for it. And as Jinx, depending on who it is, you could throw traps into this bush to check, and then if they're not in here, you can then W into this one to check this one as well. But Annie has longer range than you, so you can't do that. And you don't have Cleanse Flash. And even if you do have Cleanse Flash, I wouldn't want you to waste it doing this. And then, yeah, so you did spot them. And you even see Annie here. But then just because you see them doesn't mean that isn't going to happen, man. Especially because you know they're here. You're not allowed to play.
Go back up right. Well, not back, right here.
Yeah.
Like, I saw the Annie, and I see that she's level 5.
You mean the Lux level 5? Or Annie's
the Annie.
level 5?
Yeah, look, like, if you go back, like, a half second, it shows her at level 5. But that's not an excuse. Like,
yeah, even if they're level 5, you can't walk up here. It doesn't matter. Because if Lux hits you with anything, you're losing the trade. If Lux hits you with an E, you lose a trade. If she hits you with a Q, you're dead. If Annie flash W's into a Lux Q to E, you're dead. Like, Tibbers isn't what killed you here, by the way. You are way more than dead without Tibbers. Like, look, you're still rooted when you're dead.
Yeah.
Like, Tibbers would not have changed anything. So you just have to acknowledge, like, by the way, even if you don't see the Annie in that bush, like, I didn't even see her in the live game, to be honest. She shows up for like half a second, not even. She just blinks that she's there. I only saw Lux, and I was like, you can't walk up. Just let them push. Let it come into you. They're not going to be patient enough. That's just how the game goes. You're going to lose a couple melees while they're pushing it in. You're going to lose all the melees in a cannon while they're pushing in. That's how it goes. But guess what? Ashe is going to hit level 6, and you'll find a kill. When your jungler comes. And as soon as you get one kill, the game's snowballing. You're Jinx now. Like, you're coming online. And that feels really bad to have to give CS like that, but sometimes you just have to. The other thing you could do, in order to, like, get around that, if you feel safe, or, like, if you have Flash Cleanse, this will be fine, is instead of going through here, when you know the wave resets right here, kill this too, and then move up this way and come around like this. So you're positioned up here hitting the wave. You can hit the wave from here while
that way they have to...
Yeah,
Yeah, that way they have to walk out of the bush.
yeah, like you're not even in flash ult range from that point. And even if you are, you're on like the edge of it to where you'll just cleanse it and walk away. And the only reason you do that right now is because you have vision already here. Or like, what? Yeah. You could probably be safe to do it blind if you see their jungler or something. I wouldn't like, hey, their bot and jungler missing. Let me just walk like this. That'd be like asking to die too. But if you already have vision in here, or if you saw the jungler top side or the mid laner, and you know it's just their bot lane, then most likely they're almost never just sitting like here. If you don't have Ward Vision and Tribush as well, what I would do if I was their bot lane, to be honest, most of the time, is not even sit here. Is probably just come up the Tribush. Because you either walk up now and hit this and I'm behind you, or you guys come for Vision into Tribush and I kill you there.
And get blown up.
Yeah. And you'll see that happen a lot in higher elo, but I think not as... Like, that happens more the higher you go, where people choose Tribush instead of that. Because, again, you now have two angles instead of just that one. But obviously, it requires, like, I would need to already know that you don't have vision in here. Otherwise, if I do this and show up, now you know that I didn't reset. So if I know you have vision in Tribush, because I know that you had that ward timer, or, you know, whatever, I have a ward in there and I saw you ward it, example, etc., then I'll do this push. Which that all gets deep mind game stuff. So I really like this play, though. And I want you to remember this play, too. We pushed mid wave out. We did not go hit the tower because... Why? Because, well, we don't have flash up, and Annie and Lux are going to be back very soon, right? They reset, like, here. Mm-hmm. We push one wave. They'll be back soon. Are we going to get a full plate's worth of gold? Probably not. Plus, if we commit to that long to being on this tower, it gives Rel a lot of time to get behind us. If we're here and Rel shows up on this ward and their ball lane's here, we're probably dead. Right? They just cut us off. We're dead. So I don't want to commit that. If it was like 1 HP on this, then I'd probably go hit it, knowing that, okay, well, if I just had to hit this one time and get out. That's fine. But otherwise, I just want to play one to just go get vision down so that when they come back to lane, I know that I'm not getting yanked by Rel, and we just have deeper vision for the team. And in this play, in the middle of it, so we don't commit to tower 4 because it would take too long. We see Rel show up mid, and we can just move to mid instead of just sitting AFK in bot lane doing nothing. So we, you know, regardless, we would have gotten vision, but you can always be looking for this. Like when you're leaving bot lane, you know, hey, what does my mid laner need help getting out of lane? Does he need a reset? Is he low? Like, does he need just someone to help him push the wave out? Or is their mid laner low? Maybe I can just come push in, get a plate in mid with my mid laner, and then rotate back to bot. Like, this is a time window that you have with this wave crash on the tower. You can do it however you want, right? So this is really good though that we see Rel show up in mid. We look here, we're like, okay, we got a rotation here. And you just commit. Why do we not turn away after Rel dies, like thinking like, oh, it's done, they're not going to keep fighting?
Because Garen keeps going for Yasuo.
Right, and why would this be okay even if Garen backs off?
Push the wave in, or?
Yeah, exactly. Because Yasuo's low. So we'll just be like, hey, Yasuo, we'll help you push this wave in. And then he can reset. And we don't lose anything, we just go back to bot. And you get more XP this way. More tempo for your team. It's like even if Garen backs off after Rel dies or something, or even if Rel and Garen don't die, then the Yasuo still needs help. They need an extra, but they would have Rel, Garen, who are low, for example, with against Shaco, who's full HP, but can't really do anything, he's fucking Shaco, and the Yasuo with low HP, and then Lux shows up. Well, now they need an extra body to help them push in so Yasuo can back properly, without, like, losing plates. And most of the time, anyways, these people are going to commit to this fight. Like, whoever this Garen's going to see a low Yasuo, and he's going to fucking commit, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And he does. And I think this is a big thing for an AD carry right here to find this stray 400 gold into an extra cannon wave of XP and gold. And if Annie's, like, if this wave is still, like, on their tower, Annie shows up in mid, and there's a wave slow pushing into us, we can even just chill here for this Rift Herald gold to crash before we leave. We just need to make sure we get there as it's crashing into our tower. But we just need to keep looking at the map. Your mini-map is so tiny, by the way. I already said this, but I used to play with a really tiny mini-map.
I'll increase the mini-map size.
It doesn't really matter. It just depends on it. Just as long as you're looking at it. I used to play with a really small mini-map for a long time. Then one day I was looking at it, I was like, dude, I can't see anything on this. I don't. One day my eyes just were like, you're getting old, dude. But yeah, so this sequence was all really, really solid. Like, really high-level sequence of, like, macro play for carrying a game as ADC. Like, this is how you, like, seeing these plays is how you just artificially snowball yourself. On a play that you wouldn't if you were just only concerned about, ooh, tower plate, ooh, minion, me wake bot lane.
I feel like that is something I struggle with a lot, too, because I notice when watching your stream or other higher elo ADCs, like, they're always, like, ready to pick up those kills and get snowballing.
And it's not even like that, you know, if the wave was in a worse spot, I would almost never get that kill. It's just what you have to, it's those moments that whatever's in your lane, there's that feeling that this is a waste of time. Being here is a waste of time. If there's anything anywhere, I'm going to look for it, and I want to be positioned for that. So if they're slow pushing into me and it's Lux Annie and I'm never allowed to walk past here, being here is a waste of time. If they might be cheesing this bush and I'm not allowed to walk up at all, being here is a waste of time. So I might just hover like in the tri-bush if my jungler's in his bottom side jungle. So if their bottom lane pops out in the jungle, or if their jungler pops out there, I can rotate to it. Hitting this full 1,000 HP tower plate, it was like, you know what I mean by 1,000 HP. It was a full plate.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When there's only 6 minions in my lane pushing up to it, and I might not get it, or getting it might result in a death, being there is a waste of time. So anytime that feeling occurs, you're just kind of like being like, I don't need to go all the way to mid all the time. But if I'm in an area, like in this general area, and something happens in mid, it's easy for me to get there now.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if I'm just standing here, well,
you'll never make it to the play in time.
I'm never getting there. That's like the big difference. And sometimes you're even like being like, oh my god, there's so many people poised around mid. I'd rather risk this 3 minions than for this play that might not even happen than, you know, get these 3 minions, which that's rare, but that's like a very specific, like the rare time that you see like, oh my god, there's going to be a fiesta. Like there's a big Rift Herald fight standing, like everybody's positioned on Rift Herald, and you see everybody around Rift Herald, and you're like, fuck this 1 minion wave. I'm going to make sure my team wins this Rift Herald, and I'm Jinx, so I'm going to get 5 kills up there. But if I'm going to miss 2 waves for this potential of participating in this Rift Herald, there's no way I'm ever doing that as Jinx. Jinx needs waves. But like, if it was like this same position, where was this even? Right here, like, I just crashed this wave in, and, you know, maybe their AD carry is coming bot, and their AD carry is someone who can solo kill me, so while it's coming back in or whatever, and I see everybody moving to Rift Herald right now. Well, now I might just start moving up to mid. Because if my mid laner is fighting this Rift Herald anyways, that means there's an empty wave in mid. That worst case, if mid lane dies, I'm pushing mid. Or if the Rift Herald doesn't need help to be taken, their team's backing off, well, I can push in mid. And then bounce back. And my mid laner's busy on Rift Herald anyway, so he doesn't care that I took mid wave. Or there's a wave, their mid laner is pushing mid wave, and I can catch that mid wave under my tower while my mid laner is securing Rift Herald. Do you know what I mean? Do you get it?
Yeah. Like just trying to pick up all the gold possible.
But it's not like I'm sitting there like, wow, there's 2 waves coming towards my tower in the next 20 seconds. Let me just fucking run to Rift Herald. Like, not that. But if it's like, hey, dude, their Nautilus Kai'Sa's gonna dive me and my support's going to Rift Herald, yeah, I'm going to mid, probably. Like... but... Okay, so that happened. We get the kills here. We come out. We catch wave. We don't reset. We get this next wave. And it's the same thing here, right? You can't really walk up to this next wave. Annie doesn't matter. If we start shoving this and Annie pops up, we have to back up anyways because she beats us 1v1. We're not that strong, and we have a lot of gold. So we just walk up to help the jungler here. Don't have to commit to anything, but like this distance you have right now is really good. If they go on Ashe, you can follow up. You don't need to be next to the Ashe or anything. Like, I don't like this anymore. I don't want to be in a clump where we're walking together. I want Ashe to be, like, away from me.
Okay.
She's my bait. Ashe is literally my bait. I'm hoping Rel dives on Ashe. Like, I'm literally, like... She is, like, bait on my fishing hook. And I'm like, hey, Rel, look at this Ashe all alone here. Please don't go in on her. Like, I don't even want Rel to know that I'm there. And this is like this was also fine. The wave's moving up, and you just hover like this is like exactly like this. I want this much space. I want them to be like, oh, let's go on Ashe, and then I can put traps down and Shaco can jump in. We can get a 1-for-1. I'd be happy with that. If I'm coming next to her and we're walking together, now what if Rose flash ERs us? Now we're both fucked. I never want her to be touching me right now. I want to keep like this right now. I want to keep this.
Okay.
Because first of all, Ashe probably, if we know Rel has flash, Ashe shouldn't even be here because she'll just die. Like, but if she's gonna be here, I want me to be nowhere near her. Like that's literally how we play team fights as AD carry in general too. Like not just lane. Okay, let's look at this fight too. So Shaco jumps on Annie. This was good bait. I mean, it's okay, I guess, to go this way because he goes on Annie. But I want you to just look how we play this fight from here. I don't really like those traps. Let me look at this again. What you could do...
Should I have just gone up with Shaco?
Well, what I would say you should probably do... She already flashed, right? Is you could put traps right here, and you could just start moving up or kiting her this way, because she can't W anymore, because she can't W through your traps. So now, if you just block her off, now you can do whatever you want on this side of this wall right here. Whoever you want to hit, you can move the other way. And it completely cuts Rel off. It makes her really awkward. These traps don't really do anything. We have W this whole time. Hitting Rel. You're hitting Rel, that's fine. Why would we... Look at this position right here. Why would we ever hit Lux?
There's never a time I should be. I was just going for her because I thought she would do the most damage.
Yeah. If Lux is right here, sure, I would hit Lux too. Or if she's even right here, I'd hit Lux too. She's close to her tower, and what else is about to happen?
Rel's about to fuck me up.
No, she's not about to fuck you up. Your support is about to die. So if you move into this, now this guy's dead, and now you're just stuck behind these two. That's the worst case scenario. All I want to do is be hitting this, or if Lux is this much HP and you know she doesn't flash, yeah, I would just fucking flash her, kill her, get my reset, and start blasting the shit out of Rel. But that's not the case, right? Mm-hmm. So if that was the case, I would hope to see you do that. But this kid never. If you're not gonna kill this Lux within 2 seconds, you are not hitting her. Okay. Because she will, in those 2 seconds, just walk back to her tower. So what I want to do is hopefully just start killing this Rel, using everything on her. That when Ashe dies, if Rel's low enough, I can commit now to chasing Rel down, and I can just flash cleanse the Lux spells that are gonna come out. And if I kill Rel, I can then kill Lux. Maybe, if she's not already attacked with my passive. But now, see... Well, look at our position. We didn't kill Lux in 2 seconds. Now we're fucked. But if you had been hitting Rel, I'd say Rel's down to this much HP. Including your W, you'll win this. Well, first of all, you won't be in melee range of Rel yet. Mm-hmm. But I don't even care if Lux is gonna throw spells at me because I'm just ready to flash her Q, or her E, whatever. I'll flash the Lux damage, and then I can get Rel low enough that my R finishes her off, and now I'm using my passive to shit on Lux too, because they're going to chase you this down. By the way, they don't know that you have sums up. I guarantee they don't know that you have sums up because nobody times sums in Plat. People think they do, but they don't actually really. At least their bot lane might know, but the Rel doesn't know. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So she will chase you down in this position. I think even at that point too, if you were gonna save it like that, you could have. If Lux runs back, you probably should have just flashed at Lux and tried to finish her off. But this exact sequence would happen, but Rel would be lower and you would be a little bit spaced from her, and you could just keep kiting her. And worst case, she runs away and you don't get her, but whatever. Now we're still in the lane to push out this next wave and get more gold and not being dead. But the traps at the beginning are big, but this is a big issue seeing this. You commit to this Lux here, who again, she's close to her tower. You don't even know if she has flash up, right? Just as I said, people don't time sums. You don't even know. You don't know that she had flash up, which you should. And she flashes away. So again, if she's like 100 H or like 200 HP, where if you flash at her and she flashes as well, and you can still finish her there, like that'd be fine. I don't care. But if she's ever like, if it's not in like I'm gonna kill her ASAP, hit this close person, this guy's dead. If she's dead and this guy's still full HP, just leave them both. Like don't even try to help this guy. Because guess what? Even if you kill Lux, not worth it. If you guys 1 for 2, now you don't have either summoner. You got a 1 for 2, blew both your summoners, and you don't get to farm. Like, it's never... It's better just live and keep your sums.
Okay.
Because, yeah, now we missed 200 gold on this and XP on this tower, which is tragic. Yeah. Come back. I think we do kind of the same pattern here. Now we figured it out. Hey, we can't walk into them. Eventually this will fall. Right, so Lux or Ashe is useless. It's okay. This tower is going to fall eventually. That you guys kind of, you fell behind with that death earlier. It'd be okay to just, give these casters, if they're going to let them die. They're probably not. They're going to auto this one time. Just W this cannon and stay way out of range of these guys. Because, again, we don't have sums. And never worry about autoing these casters when the tower's like this. Just let the tower die. The casters are never worth you risking your death here. Thank God I forgot about that. Jesus, you should have been dead.
Yeah.
So I like how you play these fights. You cannot go in. You cannot be anywhere near their engage until people in your team are in first. You have to be patient. That's how it works playing ADC.
Is it ever worth just standing over the wall here and autoing rocket form?
No. Because they'll just walk this way and you're done. Like, they'll walk away from you or they'll flash the wall on you. The only thing I would say to be a little bit that you should do a little bit differently is right now you're fine. Well, you're fine walking this way. These guys are moving in. Come like more out here now.
Okay.
Like, don't follow this wall along here where they're gonna be on you, but come like at this wide angle now where you're using these two as like a wall.
That way I can be ready to auto.
Yeah. Because now, like, Yasuo's going in, but now we're coming way slowly. And I think this is a fight where we don't use W, right? Is this the one? There we go. We got a W off. So this is fine, too. This TP cuts you off. You cannot walk past this. I really will just kill you. So you're doing fine still. You could probably... Yeah, you're fine. I think, again, you go a little bit too far away. Like, I think you were fine just kind of chilling up here. Or even if you just walked up here.
Okay.
It'll be okay. But either one's fine. This is a little bit more safe, so she doesn't, like, just run to you, chase... If she knows that she's really can jump on you on the wave, whatever. She probably won't do it anyway, but... You're doing fine still coming... you come in. I like that you don't... most people... Or... A lot... I don't know. Maybe in Platinum people stop. It's hard to tell, but a lot of people will kind of, like, be like, oh my god, a TP, I gotta go follow my team, and then you just die. So you're doing fine. Everything's fine here. W! W! Where's my W? There it is.
Yeah, I easily could have got another W, maybe a third W off for sure.
Yeah, well, like, as soon as this starts... Okay, it really cues onto her. Auto W. By the way.
Yeah.
So, this is where you mess up a little bit. I don't know if maybe you canceled it, but you should start with the rocket out like you have.
Okay. Nah,
so you should start... You should auto her first with rocket. Yeah, I think you canceled the auto on accident.
No, my thought process was just go minigun to try and save Ashe. Like, I thought minigun was just more DPS with how close she was, or how close I was to her.
Well, so think about it. You have way longer range on the rocket. So when you're entering, you can get an auto off and then keep coming in and then switch to minigun when you're in minigun range. So you just get an extra auto off that way. That's better to do, especially, yeah, that's how you should do it. Enter with the rocket, and then you switch to minigun when people get in on top of you.
Okay.
Assuming it's like 1v1. If there's like 3 people on top of you, keep the rocket out.
Yeah.
But, like, right here should just be an auto W. Right away. Just auto into W. You don't lose any DPS at all. Your W cast time is, like, the same as your auto cooldown. and and it's a lot of damage, especially this early when you don't have that much crit. Your W is going to give you a lot of fucking damage. Later in the game, when you have 80% crit chance, i.e., 4 items, like your autos are going to do the same damage as a W essentially, right? If you crit.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact is still that your cast time on your W is so low that if you're not like passive reset 2.5% attack speed or 2.5 attack speed, your W doesn't lose you anything. The only risk to it is that it makes you stand in place for like a quick moment. So if there's somebody coming to you that could like, if you're kiting them and you have barely the movement speed, if this really like has Q for example and is just out of range of you, if you then try to like, oh, I'm gonna kite her by Wing her to slow her down, well in that W she'll get the Q range on you. But if it's like max range where she won't get that doesn't change anything, this W would be good still because you can W her run away and she doesn't get in range of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like that's a mistake that people make a lot too. Is like right here they'll be in this position where they'll be like, I need to run away from her really, and she's just barely out of Q range. They'll think like I'll slow her, but that quick stop moment you do gets her in range to just Q you anyways. So you'd be better off just running instead of trying to like W first, or even auto attack. Like don't even turn to do anything, because 0.01 second of you standing in place gets her in that Q range. But like always in fights, yeah, you should just be auto like. If Rel's gonna like right there, if Rel was gonna W you if you had been W or like I don't know if her W is even up or not. If Rel was gonna W you too, yeah, she wasn't going to. She's just fast. It would have been better just all this time to just have auto W'd. But like right here should just be perma rockets now, yeah. Switching minigun there is not bad. But once like I really got into range, I would have switched to rockets again. I guess you're probably just thinking like I need to kill her ASAP to get the reset.
Get the Jinx passive. Yeah.
I think I would just say W. I wonder. Sorry, I was focused on that right here. What happens? So let's talk about earlier. We looked at like you focusing the Lux right when she was low or high HP, and the Rel was like high HP and Rel was high HP. Well, look at this situation. How can we play this better? As Jinx, you really want those resets in a team fight, right? It's your key. It's your key. Fuck. So I think up to here you played perfectly, except for not Wing. But what could you do here a little bit better, right? Like right from now. Well, sorry.
Well, before the flash.
If you had the option to replay this fight, how would you play it? Would you play the exact same? I mean, excluding the W's. Gotta keep saying that.
As soon as Irelia W'd, I maybe should have been on Rel since her focus was on Ashe. That way I could be hitting her to get a reset and then switch back to Irelia.
That Rel's low too, and Aurelia's leaving. Yeah. So if you want to hit Aurelia, you gotta commit. I think, like just you're saying, you can get into range of this Rel by still going away from Aurelia. So just focus on this Rel. And if she commits to Ashe and if Aurelia starts coming back to you, well, guess what? If Aurelia Q's onto you here and Rel's 1 HP, you can flash now this way, kill Rel, kill Lux, and then just run away from Aurelia. She never touches you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my flash here was really pointless too because I didn't even get in range of Lux.
We want to kind of program ourselves as Jinx to think about like, okay, how can I just get a reset and like get away? Well, I know if this really gets on top of me, I'm probably gonna lose for 1v1. But if there's a way that I have flash, I gotta use this flash tool and cleanse. I gotta use these tools to propel myself. Like, is there a way I can get that speed boost to just basically say, fuck you, really, I don't even care about you. Please Q me, and I'm just going to turbo away from you. Because I think that'd be ideal right now, is if you hit the Rel like that. Because, again, like you almost started too, but you rocket out here. I don't even think this is necessarily bad either. But now once you've committed to this, how should we play it now?
Just full commit to the Lux.
Yeah, exactly. Flash this forward. Just flash past that and just kill Lux, get that reset, and then now if Rel, it was the same thing where Rel's at you because they killed Lux, we're just gonna turbo this way away, right? We're just gonna be like, see ya.
Yeah.
Passive off the Lux, we're gone. Though the reason why I think going on Rel to begin with is just a little bit better is that you don't then have to worry about these two. Like the Lux spell isn't gonna come at you like this. Aurelia's kind of got to walk into you again. Whereas if you're coming at them, you have to worry a lot about this spell.
Yeah.
So like now your
Rel
flash
just
gets blown.
forward too.
Yeah, so your flash gets blown while you're coming into Irelia, which could be okay because you can cleanse her stun, for example, maybe, but it's a little bit more risky. So especially in games where you have like flash ghost, you're gonna really want to think about this. Like you don't really want to be. I mean, if you're ghosting, you want to keep the space to be able to like react to dodging this, which at this point you have. But then again, then it's like, well, then I'm fine hitting this person and not like I don't want to like ghost and be running like into Lux because that makes it hard to dodge the Q, or into Aurelia who's gonna E me. Like I want to be playing. I want these people coming into me. I don't want to be going into them. That's kind of the rule with like skill shot CC as ADC, right? Like we hate running at people who will CC you. Because chasing them is impossible because you're like right clicking them and then you're like zigzagging like, oh my god, I gotta dodge these spells and if they're just walking straight, you never get in range of them.
Yep.
So if you have the ghost flash, like that's an option, but then there's like the who's next to them. So I think once you did this, instead of like flashing up, maybe even just tank it, like just like have the idea to flash forward, kill her, get the reset, and then you can play from there. And I think if you got one reset here, you'd kill them all, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because the Rel never touches you, and I really can get kited then. But you just have to have that confidence of like the play for my reset from, like, basically from here. Like this just becomes you have, oh my god, they split up. I have two choices. Where's my best bet for getting a reset? Where's my safest play? And from here, if you commit to Rel, you commit to Rel. You don't like hesitate. If you commit to like these two, you're waiting for the moment to get on Lux. If I really doesn't like int it. So like from when this happens, you would be like, I know I need to look for Lux's Q. You would see Lux's Q come out, and you'd have to go in. Like flash, it doesn't have to be like perfect frame flash this forward, but rather than flashing up, like flash down, like one of these angles, right, where you're coming more into her, where you can actually hit her. Because I mean, all you need is one more storm. Like she'll die for sure. You'll kill her. But I think we did that complete like it kind of doomed it because I think we didn't have a plan really of getting a reset. You were just kind of really set on Irelia. Like keeping distance from Irelia was kind of the plan. I think was just playing that max range, rocketing Irelia to death
instead of looking for the reset.
Yeah, look for the reset that makes them never touch you. You know, and again, there's times where it doesn't like. There's times where there's a champion that even if you get the reset, there's someone who can just stick on you, like a point and click kind of Maokai W or something. I don't know, but so then then it might be more. Well, then the only option could be the Rel or to kite that person at like max range and never go in for that play to begin with. But we just need that plan. So I think we kind of had the same thing. Actually, ironically, wait, was this not even like over a dragon? Oh no, we just skipped forward a lot, I guess, because nothing really happens, huh? Okay, so that was that fight. Wait, was that not even a... Oh, it was. Wow. Huh? Is it just me, or does this... Wait, what? Is this me, or does this say 4 minutes? And now it says 2 minutes.
It says 3:54.
Does it say 3?
I think. Yeah, I think it's 3:54.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was fucking me up. I was so confused. Yeah. So now, anyway, that was long. So we just catch midwave, and then again, you're not allowed to walk past, so you don't worry about, you don't just sit AFK here. If you have no vision of bot side and everybody on your team's dead, you kind of have to sit AFK there. That's fine. But if you don't have to, you look for things to like meet. It can be to meet Aurelia, who's gonna greed for this tower, and you get there in time with this window, and then maybe like while you're walking top, right after you kill that wave, Kale can see this and go mid and cover for you. That'd be fine. Or it could be like we're walking bot to catch the wave that Garen's pushing it. That's okay too. It's a big wave, and then just in between every time we'll go back to mid. And we never walk past or never walk up with our melee minions. If we're gonna do it, we have to walk like way at the back of them so that we're not caught by surprise by like Annie coming into our face. Because if you're walking with your minions, your field of vision will be like at your max. But if you're walking behind them, then the minions will see the Annie first. Is what I'm...
Gives you more time to react.
Yeah. This was such a risky Baron, I feel like. Glad it worked, but... Okay. So, like, one thing I would be looking for, too, here is with Dragon not being up yet, if Red's not up or something, you're not committed to this, I would see, like, wow, this side really, really likes to keep pushing up to this tower. So if you got this one time, it was rare because we've been on defense, but now we're on offense kind of with the Baron. You pushed out this mid wave instead of now like looking to defend because you have the Baron and you're the one who got pry on this mid wave. I don't want to look for aggressive rotations. So I've seen this Irelia consistently moving up like to here, and then backing off when she sees Kayla tower. So okay, if I push this wave out and I immediately start going up with like say Ashe, I don't necessarily want to walk into the river by myself unless I see their whole team bot like this. Which, you know, just for example, I would ping, like, as I'm pushing this mid, like, let's go top. Because me and Ashe together, if we see people on our team where, you know, we can safe path through here and then catch her really easily if she's up there. She can't run away from us. Or if we're, like, really on offense, we can, and we have good vision, I push out that mid wave and I'm pinging and I'm walking behind this area because I know she wants this wave as soon as it meets here. So by the time I'm here, that wave gets here and Irelia is jumping on it, and well, guess what? We're behind her. Bye-bye, Irelia. And now we kill her, and we push out this. And the Yasuo, who, let's say he didn't die, was pushing bot, would get to here, get stopped here, and he'd rotate mid and catch this for us, while we're all pushing top. That'd be pretty standard. And if he doesn't, whatever, because we'd still win by getting this top play. We'd kill Irelia, and if they defend it, then we just go back to mid, push that in, and we do the same thing on bot now, because they're basically we're one step ahead of them at all time. The pattern would just be like, okay, we pushed him mid, and he's stuck here. We went top, we killed her earlier, we pushed this in, and he moved up to top. They're here. While they're top, we're moving to mid, pushing this in. Now, because we pushed this in, they're moving from here to here, and we're already moving from here to here. So they can just never catch up to us. That's assuming the kill worked. Like, that's, you know, think of it like a turn-based game, right? Our turn, we're one turn ahead of them. We get to push in mid first, and then they have to defend mid, and then we're already in top, pushing in top. So while we're pushing in top, they're defending mid. They're reacting to our turn up here by going to defend, which we're reacting to that defend turn by going to push in here. That was maybe a lot, but it's the same pattern like over and over and over. That's when you're on offense. When you're on defense, it's the same thing. You're just the one doing it slower, and if you're better at understanding that how the enemies are going to play, you can kind of be moving ahead of time, which is like what I'm saying with the where was it? Like, for example, when we're here catching this mid wave out, and we already see Garen down here, we know he's going to be pushing this in, so we're looking to just catch this and immediately be here before it's even on tower. So like Garen doesn't have that much tempo on us, or so we can catch that Garen. Yeah, and coming into this dragon, I'd want to make sure that we would never be like trying to come hit this when they have Annie able to just walk at us like this. It can be better here if your team's already on this and you don't, like if they're here, don't stand here, but actually just come down and around and play like at this opening down here.
Okay.
Because then it's faster to like move in like this than it is to come like all the way around, especially if their team's playing here. Oh, I think there was another example of like what a better example. Oh, I see what you're trying to do with the R there. Okay.
Yeah.
I probably would have done it because that's definitely, I think the stun will be over by the time it hits or gets there, but this works really well because you landed a W on her. So like if this W didn't land, what I was thinking in this game was you're gonna push this out and like this Garen is pretty far out.
So push this mid out and then rotate up.
Yeah, because your team died in bot lane. Guess what they're going to be doing right now, right? They just killed your team. They're moving here. So by the time you get to this tower, they're probably near the tower. If you know they're not, and you can take this tower for sure, like if there's more people dead, then take the tower. That's fine. But if it's risky, just, okay, we push this Annie in. She has to catch this wave, and then we can use our window to like look to do something else. But you got a really nice, you fished for a really nice W onto her. Storm Razor move speed baby gets us in range again. Another really good W onto her that gets the kill. See what I mean? Ironically, like literally, if this kill didn't happen, the reason we wouldn't want to just run up behind like this is literally this. I really was coming. She was like, she knew you guys were pushing mid. She's coming to defend it. She's reacting to it. That's how the game works. Like, you can see it coming if you know the pattern. Like, it's offense versus defense. You're pushing mid. They got to come defend it. If they don't have anything stopping them already, that they are on their way to it every time. So you have to think about it like that. So yeah, thankfully we did hit Annie with a W, so I think it's good that you're following up here. Their Rel was like stuck in bot lane, still kind of couldn't beat her fast enough, or it was pretty low. I don't remember, but you finally kill onto her. But if Annie's full HP here and you didn't land a W, you're just walking up behind here, and all of a sudden you're in the same position with full HP Annie, full HP Aurelia, this is going to be really bad, right? So I wouldn't want to get caught here. So what I was saying, unless you know you can take this for free, don't get caught up here. Like, just push that wave in and then look to, like, this Garen or Aurelia who's constantly trying to fight your Kayle way up here. Just, dude, they're going to die to it. They die to it in Challenger. They die to it in Master Tier. Like, dude, my top laners go 0-10 doing this non-stop, man. It's like, you can spam ping them, hey, dude, they're not mid. They're probably running top lane because you keep going way up here when it's not our turn. And then you're surprised Pikachu when they kill you. Like, be the people killing that guy. This Garen's going to keep pushing Kayle because he's like, I solo kill Kayle. I feel strong. I have pressure. He's going to walk up to, like, he should never be leaving. Unless his team is, like, up to here, he should never be going past this point. Because your whole team just goes, oh, we pushed him in and we're behind here. So if he's ever past that and you guys are there, he's dead. So that's what I was going to say, but then you landed the W and Annie, so I was like, okay, you can chase her a little bit. That'd be fine. So I don't like these traps. I want you to use your traps as self-peel better. And not, like, you try to put your traps kind of on them. Put them on you. Look at this angle. Look, think about the champs that they are. Do these guys have anything, like, flash doesn't count, but it's obviously better if you know if they have flash or not. But even if they do have flash, you'd still do this. But if they don't have flash, then you know it's fucking god tier. How can these guys touch you if there's traps blocking them? The only way is flash. They can't. I really can't Q to you. Your traps would stop her. Garen can't run, like, Garen doesn't have a teleport, right? The only thing would be flash, and we're not going to count that. Now, if it's Malphite, he's going to R through them. But even still, depending on who the other champs are, it's still good. Or, I mean, a Cassin will just R over them, right? Things like that. But in general, as Jinx, when you find yourself in these, like, corridors, walk like you were doing right here, put your traps right here, and you've just won the fight. You are untouchable.
Okay.
But look how we used them instead. See how you used it? Mm-hmm. You threw it at this wall, kind of, so there's two traps like this, and this third one over here. Now Aurelia has a path. You could fully block her off here. And then with those traps there, you can just spam auto whoever. And then, you know, obviously pay attention to them getting on or off your traps and don't necessarily get hit by, like, Aurelia's stun. Well, she had flash up anyway, so you would just react with your flash. But that's fine. Now because if Aurelia flashes to get towards you, because she had to get past, which, by the way, she didn't need to flash her trap at all here. They wouldn't have hit her. I think she was just trying to catch you guys in a stun, which is fine. Mm-hmm. But now it's like, if you forced her flash with your traps, then you flash her flash, she's, again, never touching you anymore. As long as you don't try to, like, minigun her, because then she Qs you. But you went rockets, and yeah, see, like, look at how sad she is. Like, you just win the fight. I think there was another example of the traps that I wanted to, like, that I saw, because you do this a little often with your traps. I think it might be right here. So what can we do?
Put it right in the center.
Oh yeah, right here, right? Mm. They're never touching you. If we put them too far up, right here, they have a little, like, angle potentially. Or we put them, like, put my mouse here and put it here, they have this one. But if you just come up, put the traps right there. Oh yeah, see, this is perfect. They don't have an angle now. So this one was good. But this is exactly what we want to see, like, all the time. These are how we use our traps. And if they're closer to you, you'd put them, like, just in front of you. Like, don't try to throw them right in front of them. Try to throw them right in front of you.
Okay.
This was fine because they're so far away from you. But like, let's say there where Yasuo is right now, and you're coming into this, you wouldn't want to like, maybe they're whatever. Like, it's the same situation. You want to put them more to you, because if you throw them at them, they can get through them in time, or use spells to get past them. There's like options. But if you have them right in front of you, there's no way they get past this in time, right? They're gonna trigger. So now you can like have this wall to like peel yourself and just be like, I know where I can play around, and not be caught by like any like surprise stuff. But that was really those were really good traps. What is this FF mode? Yeah, okay, this was crazy. This Garen really walked all the way. I guess if they knew he was coming, they should have been spam pinging if he was running. Like, kind of sucks. But pretty much always right here, if Garen was in the bottom side of the map, like pushing this, even if it's so unlikely, just run through top side like this. Like, just come up here. Because you can even, like, even if you want to kite these minions really badly, you can kite these back this way. But yeah, generally, to be honest, I think we should, if we want to make the right play every time, we should stop and not take this. Because Baron and Dragon are up, and if you don't reset before these guys respawn, you're on a really bad like tempo.
Yeah, especially since I have enough gold for my item.
So basically, if you commit to this, and even if we didn't die here, I think you're not allowed to reset. Because you'd have to walk all the way back here, and if you start channeling, then they're already like here. And now you can't fight Dragon. And then you can't spend your gold. So it's better to just like think about the tempo, look at the objectives, and probably just take this Dragon like we had originally planned. We got a little greedy, which I gave you the green light for too. But yeah, definitely we're out now so that we can get out and reset before this person spawns.
Okay.
Thankfully, you have a Kale who actually turbo smurfed the fight. That would have been a really bad throw.
Most Kales are 0-15 by now, spam pinging jungle.
Yeah.
But yeah, she did fucking work.
And also, yeah. So I don't know why you wouldn't just do Baron here on like your team. There's no way you guys get there. They push the towers down before Annie respawns. It's really dumb. Baron just wins the game here, but that's so we just whatever. We took top. Again, this is gonna be that same time where like earlier in the game, like when we were bot. If this tower is full HP, you know they're in their base running at you. So hitting this would be a waste of your time.
So since it's so low, we're good to grab it.
Yeah, if it's not gonna die before they can like come defend it, it's just gonna be a waste of your time, and you'd be better off just getting these resources like the Krugs and putting yourself at a better tempo, like with your team or in better position. But the more important thing, like, yeah, we might got like a tower, but you'd be killing this wave and forcing them to defend, or else they miss this whole wave, and you get this whole wave. So you're just getting resources to XP for yourself. W? We did it! Like, the slow is also really big.
Yeah, especially if someone's going for you.
I think this is maybe like, see these traps, like these end up proccing pretty good, but I think a better way to put them, like, this is really, Garen could, like, a lot of times this champion can get past this, right?
Before they, like, activate or whatever.
Yeah, so putting it more, like, in this line, where now this guy has to only walk this way, like, you just get to hit whale on these two. If these are the two that you're committing to hitting and not, like, whoever this is.
Yeah.
If this is maybe, like, if these are two long-range champs, and then this person's like the Aurelia, I'd maybe want to just put my traps like this, and then be able to just commit to hitting these two, because I don't need to worry about her. This gives me that line of peel, right? So I want to just, I don't want to just be like, oh my god, let me just throw CC at these people. Like, I need to think about peeling myself. Like, if this is Aurelia, or even if it's Rel too, like, she can't W you now. So that line of CC is like the only way. Which, again, this comes back to if you know she's flash or not, which is really important. That's why, like, I want to time, like, ping sums and stuff and make sure you check them. Like, press Z and check people's timers. Keep track of them, because that becomes really important for carrying teamfights by yourself. And if it, if it's two range champs that aren't going to come into range of you, don't throw them at all and wait for the Aurelia to show up to the fight so you can have traps for them. Or wait for them to be chasing into you at some point. But I thought it was a really good game. Any questions about this one or anything?
No, not really. I think you were pretty thorough and got a lot.
I think this was a good game. I think if you just if you eliminate those early lane mistakes, get to this point of the game, you'll carry those games. I really want you to it was a small part of it, but remember those bounces between lanes that we're doing. And we're thinking of it from mid lane. We're not sitting in mid waiting for every wave to come. We're seeing, is there a play? Right? Okay. And from bot, I'm not going to waste time hitting a tower if there's, if it's going to take 20 seconds to get a play that I might die getting or won't benefit as much from, as opposed to if there's anything going on in this area. Now, I'm not saying never hit the tower now and permanently put yourself in the river or anything, but when you could recognize those moments, it'll be good.
Okay.
Again, if you ever feel oh my god, hitting this tower right now is kind of scary, so I feel like it'll be a waste of time. If anything feels like it'll be a waste of time, walking up in lane, sitting there for 30 seconds, sitting mid for 30 seconds, try to eliminate that feeling of I'm wasting time. Sometimes you have to because you have no vision anywhere and you can't leave. You can't face check the jungle, right? That's fine. Mm-hmm. But just pay attention to it. When you do have the means to walk into the jungle or look for rotations, and even if it doesn't mean walking in the jungle, but it means going from this point and actually just safe pathing all the way back here ahead of time, that's okay. Just don't sit in mid waiting when you don't need to be waiting for every single wave to come to you. Be a little bit more active. Or don't sit in bot pushing a tower then waiting for it to bounce back to you for 45 seconds to a minute. And don't just always have to recall on 400 gold. You can put yourself somewhere down here that lets you move.
Okay.
Because that, especially as Jinx, whenever you're seeing oh my god, why does my AD carry have 3 kills all of a sudden? That's why, because they put themselves in that position. It's really annoying because when you get to higher elo, you'll ping the enemy team doing it. You're I know that Jinx isn't hitting. She didn't walk up for this tower plate, so I know she's just going to be sitting around this area because there's no way she reset. She just came back from base. She pushed 1 wave, and she left lane. She's not recalling again. She's somewhere around here, and my team's poising for a fight, and I'm please no, spam ping, spam ping, spam. They engage. Jinx triple kill. Let's fucking go, man. My AD carry has 3 kills for no reason, even though I just pinged them that they're there. And then they're spam pinging you, why aren't you here? Well, I just came out of base, and there's 2 waves under my fucking tower. I can't go there, man. How about you just don't fight it? Unthinkable. Unheard of.
Team deathmatch style.
Impossible.